Hello, my name is Yvonne and today I'm going to do a review on Penrith. Would I put my money into Penrith? Just an introduction, I'm an Associate District Director at Propnex and also a property investor myself. And it also happened that my first property is at Stirling Residences. So this is a place that I hold close to and I'm very excited to share on this. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to share with you guys what I like, what I don't like, and also the price estimate and my honest take. And before we go into that, of course, let's go into the basics of this development first. Alright, so now let's move on to the basics. We will start off with the basics first. Penrith, we have 462 units and we have 2 towers of 40 stories high building with the facilities mainly in the middle and also your roof terraces. There's also childcare facilities within the condo itself, which is great. And the developers are Hong Leong and Guaco Land. They are not someone that you do not know because recently they also launched Springleaf Residences, right now Faber Residence, and also the whole of Lentor collection, majority of them are owned by Guaco Land and Hong Leong. Okay, moving on to the unit mix, you see that we don't have 1 bedrooms, we also do not have 5 bedrooms. We start from 2 bed 1 bath, 2 bed 2 bath, 3 bedrooms, and then also the 4 bedrooms, with 2 bedrooms having about 33% of the composition in the condo. And then we also have 42% of 3 bedrooms and 25% of 4 bedrooms. This is good because the developer, you can see they focus mainly on the own stay element, as Queenstown is known for its $1 million HDB. So very smart. Developer is catering to the area itself. Okay, moving on to see the maintenance fee. Maintenance fee for the 2 bedroom and the 3 bedrooms are the same, $424.80. And then we have our 4 bedroom closing to $500 for the maintenance fee. For a smaller development size condo, 462 units, I think this is quite reasonable. Okay, and then moving on to the site plan itself, you can see we have 2 towers. We have Block 72 and Block 70. Block 70 would be facing the north area. At Block 72, Stacks 7, 8 and 12 will be facing the south area. So we have the north, which is the GCB greenery view, and then we also have the south, which is mainly HDB facing. Alright, so facilities, both of the blocks, you also have your own roof terraces at 40th story. Okay, so this is how a GCB looking greenery land will look like. But later I'll show you also in the near future, right in front of you, after the school, there will also be new developments of residential coming up. So the GCB pocket view might be just a slanted view in the future. Okay, and of course the south side facing will definitely be just facing the HDB. Even if you get a higher floor facing, your south side will be looking through the pockets of all the HDB blocks. Alright, so let's move on to the floor plans. So let's start off by looking at their 2 bed 1 bathroom floor plan. This is a typical floor plan with an open kitchen, and then it's a traditional layout where 2 bedrooms are on one side. Okay, and then if you look at the site plan itself, you can see that this 2 bed 1 bath, they're all facing the north facing, which means you get a GCB view, you also get the pool view. Okay, next, we have the 2 bed 2 bath. This is a typical dumbbell layout at 678 square feet. So kitchen-wise, it's an enclosable kitchen, and then you have 2 rooms at the side. Common room size is 8 square meter, decent 6 meter and 2.8 meter living room. Okay, and this 2 bed 2 bath, there's only one facing, which is the south facing. And the south facing, you're looking at Stack 1, which is facing the pool area, and also Stack 7, which is facing the HDB view facing. Alright, moving on to our 3 bedroom layout. Our smallest 3 bedroom starts at 786 square feet, and here you can see we have an enclosable kitchen with windows, okay, and there's only 2 stacks of such layout. So we have the south facing, so Stack 6 is the one that faces the pool, and then we also have Stack 12, which faces your HDB facing. Alright, moving on to a bigger 3 bedroom size, 850 square feet. This one, the difference is that our foyer area entrance is a bit bigger, so you have space for your shoe cabinets. Right, kitchen-wise, it's also compact with windows, which is great for cooking. And there's only one Stack 8, which is facing the south facing HDB. Alright, so moving on to our 3 bedroom premium. This one is 936 square feet. We have an entrance area where you can do your shoe cabinet, enclosed kitchen with yard, WC and store. The rest of the layout is pretty similar. There's only one stack, which is stack number 2, and this would be the pool view facing, and also beside you would be the school. Next, our 3-bedroom show flat unit layout, 1066 square feet. This is also the largest 3-bedroom layout. So if you have a helper, I think this is a great layout. We do not have any wasted space for the entrance area. And you also can see that kitchen is enclosable with your WC and your store. And the living room size as well, as the living room size itself is great because there's really a separation of the living area and the dining space. Alright, there's also going to be like a walk-in closet within your master bedroom, which is also amazing. And there's only one stack, in my opinion, one of the best stacks, stack 9, because you get the pool view facing. And then if you slant it diagonally, you will also get unblocked GCB view facing. Alright, moving on to our 4-bedroom layout, we have 2 types. This is the smaller 4-bedroom, 1173 square feet layout. So coming in, no wasted space. Kitchen area, same thing. You have an enclosable with window, WC and store. And then longish vertical living room and dining space. Bedrooms itself, no ensuite. There's a walk-in closet within the master bedroom. 2 stacks of this. Stack 11 faces the pool, and then stack 5 faces your GCB north view facing. So moving on to our show unit layout, 4-bedroom premium, which is also my favorite stack. So this 4-bedroom itself, the size is 1,281 square feet. We have no wasted space for the walking in entrance area. Enclosable kitchen with full glass, so you can literally see what everybody is doing in your living room. Okay, all the rooms are en suite, which is great. And then there's a Jack and Jill bath, and then walk-in closet, and also a junior master. So I think this layout, there's only one stack, stack 3, and we are facing the GCB view facing, which is amazing. I think this stack itself, if you have the money, it's something where own stay demand will be very, very high. We are done with the floor plans, and now let's move on to what I like and what I don't like about Penrith. Alright, so moving on to the exciting part, what I like about Penrith. There's actually a lot of things that I like about this development. Mainly, we have a lot of amenities around this area. So Penrith is surrounded by all your HDB amenities, right? You have supermarket literally right beside you, supermarket Sheng Siong Fair Price. And also if you want like a wet market, hawker center, all this, we have Margaret Drive Marketplace. And also, if you look at the master plan, there is a blue color site which could potentially be a future Queenstown Mall. Yep. And if you look at the master plan itself, right, once I zoom in, just around Penrith here, there will also be a future cul-de-sac. Yeah, but the main key thing is it will definitely help to ease traffic, because currently there isn't much roads over there, but the government is intending to cut and carve out more roads over here. Okay, so amenities itself, I think cannot fight because we have a lot of HDBs there. Schools, we also have Queenstown Primary School just beside you within 1 kilometer. Queenstown is also the top district for highly transacted HDBs, $1 million HDB flats. So if you look at this, end of the day, whenever I'm thinking about buying, I'm always thinking about exiting. Who's gonna buy from me? Will there be demand? Are the buyers able to pay for the price that I want? So if you look at this chart itself, right, ranking of district based on top HDB transacted prices, we have District 3 with our maximum price transacting at $1.65 million, right? Moving on, once we zoom down into the town itself, Queenstown is also rated as the top HDB transacted prices, where this 1.65 million is coming from Queenstown itself. Your Dawson areas, all this area is known for its very high HDB prices, which also means the buyers in these HDB clusters, they do have a sizable budget when they sell their HDB, cash out their profits, they are able to look at upgrading to a surrounding condo. And one very good thing about this area is that, right, you do not need to worry that these HDB upgraders have nowhere to go. Because of their sizable profits, they are able to still upgrade within the same area. You don't face this issue where, you know, if you upgrade and because the condo is more expensive, I have to go out of Queenstown. So in Queenstown area, this is something that you will see. People within the HDB clusters upgrading within the condo itself. I already have multiple case studies which are like that. Alright, so moving on next, surrounding upcoming MOP units also, there are a lot that is upcoming in 2025 and 2026. Okay, let's zoom in down to see the number of MOP flats. In 2025, we have 810 units MOPing from these blocks. Block 94, 95, 96, Dawson. Okay, and then it consists of the number of bedroom types there. We have 2,259 units that is coming up for MOP with the different mix. So you can see the pool of buyers over there will be very, very strong. Some of the buyers there, they don't sell it immediately after 5 years. So in the future, when Penrith is going to be moved in at its TOP, you might be catering to these HDB upgraders over there as well. Alright. One of the things that I also like is, if you look at the map, I don't know, when I look at the one map itself, I think the distance seems very far. But actually, when you really zoom in, the distance is not very far. From the side gate, you have a sheltered walkway all the way to the MRT. The walking distance is 3 minutes and 51 seconds. Probably for me, a shorter leg, I need to walk about 5 minutes, but I think it's still very, very doable. So, and one of the important thing to me is also because we are not by the MRT, so it's actually going to be quieter. The noise is shielded away, just like Stirling Residences. Yeah. And yet I still get the convenience of staying near transportation. Okay, so now moving on to numbers, which is my favorite facts and figures. So I have plotted three lines over here for Stirling Residences, Queen's Peak, and also Commonwealth Towers. Stirling Residences being the newest piece of land at that point in time, and then Queen's Peak was the second one, and then the first one that launched was Commonwealth Towers. So let's take a look at how they performed from 2018 to 2025. Okay, so if you look at the chart here, right, Stirling Residences over the past 7 years has increased about 35.4%, followed by Queen's Peak, which is the second newest, at about 23%, and then lastly it's Commonwealth Towers at about 16%. So you can really see a trend here. I remember the last time when I first bought Stirling, people were telling me, "Hey, Yvonne, are you crazy? You are buying in the last plot over there at most expensive prices. Why don't you buy something cheaper?" But trends and facts have already shown that basically if you are the newest, that doesn't mean that you don't earn that much. And you can see that everybody still earn, but the newest one there earn even more. And this is something in Queenstown that is very unique also, because I always put this analogy. Right now, looking at Penrith, if the price is really correct, it's like you're buying iPhone 17 at an iPhone 16 resale price, or even cheaper than that, right? So price-wise, this kind of trends over there gives me a lot of confidence in Queenstown area. It really shows that this area, the demand of the own stay element is really there. Because I have my other clients who are in Stirling Residences who made so much more. And because when I first started, I started with a small room type, but I still made money. But my clients who went in for a bigger room types, right, they made even more than me. I'm very happy for them. Okay, and here you can also see the average rental over there. It's very strong for 2-bedroom layouts, right? Average rental, you are going to be expecting roughly around 4,500 to 5,000, or if you want to be a bit more conservative, you can see the minimum rental only Alex Residences is going for 4,000, but generally Queen's Peak is at 4,002 with a slightly less than ideal floor plan. But the rest are all at around 4,004 to all the way to 4,000. Yeah, 4,000, 4,008, 4,009. Yes. So I think averagely for 2 bedrooms, you're looking at around 4,005 to 4,008. Okay. Moving on to a 3-bedroom rental, also taking reference from Stirling, Commonwealth Towers, Alex Residences, and Queen's Peak, you are to expect something around 6,000 to around 7,000 or 6,005 for your 3-bedroom rental. Alright. And then for 4-bedroom rental prices there, taking reference from same thing, Stirling, Commonwealth Towers, and Queen's Peak, you are expecting your rental somewhere to hover around 8,000, 8,005 to around 10,000, depending on the layout size itself. Our 4 bedrooms layout are pretty good, so I would say for Penrith, roughly around 9,000 to about 10,000. So around us, we only have Margaret View, which is smaller than us, and then we also have Commonwealth Towers, we have Queen's Peak, and then we have Stirling Residences. The other older developments are like Queen's and Anchorage, which are not a direct comparison. So over here, you can see the number of HDB clusters, right, is a lot compared to the number of condos over here, which also ensures that exiting wise, you have good solid HDB upgraders profile here. And in terms of investment-wise, Queenstown itself is also an area that is not too far off from the city, and yet it's still very accessible. So that is one of the reasons why rentability is also very strong. Lastly, we also want to see if there will be any upcoming developments that help to support our price. Okay, so if you zoom into the master plan, Penrith is at this 4.2 layout, 4.2 plot ratio. Okay, if you zoom into the master plan, can you see that above us towards the north side, there is this 2.1 and 1.4. So this whole piece of land is also being zoned as a residential site, which also means there'll be more residential land coming into this area. We are not the last one there. And if you zoom down further away along that road there, so there used to be a McDonald's currently by the roadside, right? Right now, that piece of greenery land will also be turned into residential zone, and we definitely know that more residences will be coming up over there, which is also going to help in future price support. So this area itself, in terms of exiting wise, you really do not worry because you have HDB upgraders coming in here, you don't have a lot of condo supplies, and then in terms of rentability wise, we are very near to working districts, and it's also very central. Moving on to now what I don't like about Penrith. Looking at the site plan itself, Penrith is seated on a pretty small land. So for families who like the hustling, bustling, and the very noisy kind of family orientation layout, I think this development is suitable for people who like some exclusivity also. Amenities wise, the good thing is still at least they have a tennis court, but swimming pool will really be one cluster in the middle. So 462 units will be sharing all these amenities. So that is probably something that I wish we have more amenities, but unfortunately, because of the small land size, we are unable to do so. That's why developers built 2 roof terraces as well. Alright. Moving on, if you look at the bedroom sizes for Penrith, right, all the common rooms are at 8 square meter, which is a bit disappointing for me, even though not much difference, because for the upcoming launches and all those that is undergoing GFA harmonization, all the size of these rooms are at 9 square meter. So just take a look at some of the floor plans like Faber Residence by Boco Land as well. They are providing 9 square meter rooms. Even at Sky on Holland, right, you can see their bedroom size. There's only one room for this layout at 7.4 square meter, but the other rooms are all close to 9 square meter. And if you study Gogo's Land previous developments like Springleaf Residences, what are some that still launch, Canberra Crescent Residences, all the room sizes are at 9 square meter. So this is something that I initially hoped to see at least a 9 square meter in the common rooms, but I guess we might not be able to see the slight difference if our ID and everything is done nicely. Next, if we look at the site plan itself, basically the south facing, I honestly don't expect to have any proper views because you are facing all the high rise HDB buildings. If you are facing the north facing, which is currently marketed as unblocked, greenery, GCB view, landed view facings, it is only partially true because what we need to take a look closer is at its master plan. So basically Penrith is at this 4.2, right? If you look upwards towards your north, you will realize that there is this 2.1 plot ratio and this 1.4. This 2.1 plot ratio is roughly going to be about 24 to 26 stories high, which also means after overlooking the educational site, in front of you directly there would be residential blocks coming up. But we are not sure of how the layout exactly is, so be prepared that you will not have perpetually unblocked greenery view, which is something that you have to think about. But towards the slanted corner of the northwest side, you are still able to see unblocked GCB views. Yep, so these are the things that I don't like. Alright, so now moving on to the price analysis where I think the cheapest units will be. So this is the indicative price of Penrith. Our 2-bed 1-bath is starting from 1.495 million with a PSF about 2004 plus PSF. 2-bed 2-bath is at starting from 1.665 million, and then the 3-bedroom compact is slightly below 2 million with 2,500 PSF, and our 4-bedroom layout is starting from 3.78 million. Okay, so this is what I think. I have drawn out the site plan. Basically, the ones that I circle is where I think will be the cheapest unit. Okay, so if you look like this, let me just draw it for you to see. Right, this 614 square feet unit, in my opinion, the cheapest unit we are looking at Stack 4, because if you are a low floor over here, in front of you is actually an education site, and other than this 614 unit, right, the other unit would be pool facing. So pool facing 614, definitely you're able to view the pool. If you get a higher floor facing, you are able to see the standard GCB view. So my take is that 04 will be the cheapest facing, okay, for the 2-bed 1-bath. Alright, moving on to the 6, 7, 8 square feet layout starting from 1.665. This would be my cheapest facing, which is stack 7. Okay, because in front of you, these are all your HDB blocks, your south-facing ones. Alright, and then another stack is over here. This one is pool view facing, so definitely we all know that pool view commands a higher premium. Okay, 3-bedroom compact, starting from 1.973 million. 3-bedroom compact, this is where I think stack 12 besides stack 7 would be your cheapest facing, because same thing, we are facing the HDB block facing units. The other 3-bedroom compact is a pool facing unit. Lastly, the 4-bedroom compact layout, 3.078 million. So this one, my take is this would be your cheapest stack at stack 5, the north facing, because same thing, lower floor units, you don't get a view, you're facing a school in front of you, whereas for this stack 11, we have a nice pool view. Alright, so how to know whether the price is decently okay to enter? Based on the PSF that Hong Leong and Guoco Land has introduced, this PSF is really pretty decent, because if you look at the surrounding transactions, right, we have Queen's Peak, Commonwealth Tower, Queen's, Alexis, Stirling and Margaret View. Over here, you can see that the sales range, highest PSF of Commonwealth Towers has reached 2005. Alright, we also have Stirling, which has reached 2006, close to 2007, and Margaret View hitting, being the smallest development, hitting about 2004 PSF. So this is exactly what I mean when I study the prices. You will realize that it's the analogy that I talk about, buying an iPhone 17 at a resale iPhone 16 price. So when I first entered into this area previously, when I buy Stirling Residences, it was also same. I entered at about 1008 PSF, and that at that point in time, I also did a very extensive research, and Commonwealth Towers was transacting at 1009. So it also shows that the buyers at that point in time has already accepted a resale unit at higher price than what a new launch is being launched for. Ultimately, end of the day, it still depends on how Guoco Land and Hong Leong is going to price it. What is the difference in terms of the premium facing versus the non-premium facing? What is the per floor level loading? So right now, even though the indicative price looks very reasonable, but end of the day, on the day itself, when we see the prices, then I'll be able to advise my clients accordingly whether is it still worth entering, where is the cut-off point, should we even buy this stack, or should we look at another stack? Yeah, and the profiles for the buyers, if you're looking for own stay, probably your requirements is also different from a pure investor. If you're buying facing the south facing, which has no view, probably you can get something as low as possible rather than buy the high floor where there's premium loading on it. Because for rental income, investors look at numbers. Yeah, but if you're buying for own stay, I think looking into the points of where own stay buyers will want to buy, having a good view, unblocked view, even though a higher floor might be more expensive, depending on how much difference, it could be worth it also. Yep, so all these prices on that day itself, then I'll be able to advise my clients when we are choosing the unit. Alright, so now, lastly, finally moving on to my recommendations and my honest review on Penrith. Will I put my money in Penrith? My answer is yes, 100%. Basically, I am a benefiter of Stirling Residences. I have seen how my clients have benefited from this area itself, and I'm very, very confident of Penrith, its layout, site plan, though they are not all 100%, but in terms of the exiting strategy for buyers pool from HDB upgraders, rentability, they are very, very strong. If I were own stay buyer, I'll probably look at layouts that can fit the majority here. If you have the budget to go to 3-bedroom premium or 4 bedrooms, I would strongly encourage, because this area where families do have helpers, they need a bigger space. But if your budget is limited, don't worry, because the 2 bedrooms here, where I marketed my clients 2-bedroom units, they are highly sought after. And even the 3-bedroom compact would be a good layout size for even young couples, or let's say with one child, because the size itself will be able to have one room and then one used as study room or even a helper's room. Yeah, if I were an investor, I would definitely put my money here also, because rentability here in District 3, it's considered one of the strongest within Singapore as well. So in terms of finding a tenant, honestly, my vacancy rate or like the time frame that I need to find a tenant is roughly within 1 week, I definitely will get my units rented out. So that is how strong the rentability of Queenstown is. So my personal opinion is, if you have the chance, do look into this area and go down to the show flat, definitely. But most importantly, still, it really depends on your ultimate plan and as well as how much the developers are launching for. Because right now, we only do have the price estimate, and based on Goggles Land's past prices, the PSF jump per floor level could range from $9 to $15. Some of the unit types are like $10, and for the higher floors, I have seen them jump like $25 per PSF also. So I believe that the developer will definitely have a per floor level loading, and especially if you clear a certain height. My opinion is, for the GCB view facing, right, north facing, if you clear, let's say, level 10 or maybe even level 15, actually your view will be pretty stable. And that itself, you probably, the per floor level loading would have a huge jump. Also, if you are the pool facing unit plus you have the GCB view facing, I also think that the developer will launch at a higher price. So ultimately, it still has to boil down to what kind of entry price that you're getting yourself into. If you're unsure of this and unsure of your own situation, do reach out to me. I have a few case studies. I have case studies to also show you that HDB upgraders within that area, if they were to upgrade, they actually don't need to top up cash to be comfortably affording a 2.5 million condo within Queenstown area or any other areas. Yeah, so I have multiple case studies. If you want to know more about your situation, my number, you can scan the QR code. My number is 906-89256. Feel free to let me know. I'll be happy to share with you my experiences at Queenstown as well. So if you find this video useful, please help me to like, share, and subscribe, and also can share to your friends. And let me know if you want to hear any other reviews. Yes, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!